Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Sports News with Kyle Alexander. All right, it's been a little while since I uploaded, but make sure to check out my last episode. It was on a different NCAA quarterbacks that transferred, Kyler Murray declaring for the draft, and the NFL coaching carousel. So this one we'll talk about the NFL, but this is going to be focused on the NBA. So with that being said, this will be NBA and NFL trade rumors or just some news for in the NFL's case. But get started up. Mike Conley and Marc Gasol have been made available for trade. The Memphis Grizzlies head coach said that he would listen to trade offers for Conley and Gasol, which honestly, this might be the move for Memphis. They might have to just get rid of their big contract, start from square one. You might just have to start rebuilding. I mean, they have a pretty good centerpiece in Jaren Jackson. So Conley, he's not bad, but they signed him to a massive contract, which made him the highest paid player at one point, I believe. And Marc Gasol, he's getting up there in age. And Conley's not a bad point guard. Neither of these players are bad. It's just like, you start rebuilding, like get rid of the big contracts, and boom. Yeah, you might just have to start from go back to the chalkboard. All right, next up we have some breaking news as Pelicans star forward and center Anthony Davis said he won't sign his contract extension and has requested a trade. This is big, especially and because LeBron was talking about trading for Anthony Davis, or he wanted Anthony Davis to come there. Boom. I mean, I think this might be the move for Anthony Davis because this is his prime, or this is like his prime, and you don't want to waste your prime on a team where he's only made two playoff appearances in 6 years. Like, you don't want to waste your prime there. So this, I don't even know. I'm just speechless. Like, this is, oof. If he goes to LA, that's gonna be crazy. But anyway, we're gonna continue talking about this I got this from Woj got this from Rich Paul saying that Anthony Davis wants to go to a team that gives him a chance to win consistently and compete for a championship. I believe maybe y'all feel free to agree or disagree, but I agree that the Lakers are already a playoff team with LeBron. Like, their Lakers are pretty. They've been played pretty good without LeBron, and then with LeBron, then I think LeBron can make any team in the playoff team. If they give him some help, that would be some consistent winning, and can compete for a championship. And yeah, he's most likely heading to the Lakers, where people have been saying, reports have been coming out saying that the Lakers will most likely be his preferred destination. But yeah, and the Pelicans in return are targeting Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, and Ivica Zubac in that trade. So that's the only thing about LeBron signing with the Lakers, is that, like, he's getting up there in age. I mean, it's not like he's slowing down. He's definitely not slowing down. But you might have to think he might slow down eventually, because he's 33, 34. So yeah, so and then you have that young core of people. You brought those people in, so now you're gonna have to get rid of them. That's the only thing I didn't like about the Lakers signing him, is because now, like, the only valuable trade assets is that young core. I mean, Zubac, yeah, maybe KCP, but yeah, those are your only trade assets. And LeBron wants to win now, so if he goes to a team that was in the middle of rebuilding, they're just going to have to be like, all right, stop, just cancel that, or new plan, scratch that, new plan, we have to win now. So that's the only thing I didn't like about the trade. But not even that, Klay Thompson will head I've heard some saying that Klay Thompson, I got this from Woj on Instagram, where it said Klay Thompson will most likely head to LA if they get Anthony Davis and he doesn't get a max deal. Now, that'll be something if they say they trade Kuzma, Ball, Zubac, and a draft pick for AD. They get Anthony Davis, maybe make the playoffs. Klay Thompson's like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to stay with Golden State. Goes to LA. Boom. That will be a crazy team. That'll be a crazy team. And I mean, we might just have to wait and see. I honestly like that move of Klay Thompson and AD teaming up with LeBron. But that's my opinion. And these are some trade scenarios that I found on a website via Sir Charles in Charge. This is from Fansided. So, scenario number 1, Anthony Davis goes to the Trailblazers for CJ McCollum in the first round pick. Not a bad move. The Trailblazers have needed some front court help. And I think that wouldn't be a bad move, but they do lose one of their key players in CJ McCollum. Second one is Anthony Davis and Elfrid Payton go to the Heat for Goran Dragic, Josh Richardson, Justice Winslow, Bam Adebayo, and a first-round pick. Again, this wouldn't be a bad move for the Heat, because they would have Payton, Tyler Johnson. The only thing is small forward because they will lose Josh Richardson and Winslow, and I don't know who the other forward is, but then it's AD and then Hassan Whiteside. So that would be a nice team. But I feel like both teams kind of win this trade, because if the Pelicans are rebuilding, then they get a couple of key pieces. I mean, not Goran Dragic because of age, but I mean, he's a nice person to have. He's like a nice what's that word? Like placekeeper. And then you got Richardson, Winslow, and Bam Adebayo. I personally am a fan of Bam. I think he could be a top center someday. That's my opinion. Now, scenario number 3 is Davis heads to the Knickerbockers for Tim Hardaway Jr., Frank Ntilikina, Kevin Knox, and an unprotected first rounder. Again, I see both teams winning this. AD at center, Porzingis at 4. He is the 4, but I mean, I would keep Porzingis at the 4 because he's a better shooter. Then you got, the only thing is probably point guard. Or no, they got Emmanuel Mudiay. He's been doing pretty good. And, and Enes Kanter. So, yeah, that could be something. But I feel like both teams could win this trade, especially the Pelicans getting Kevin Knox. I see a lot of potential in him. And Tim Hardaway, he's a good shooter, underrated shooter. But I mean, he's a good shooter. And last but not least, what everybody wants to see, AD to the Lakers for Lonzo Ball, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Brandon Ingram, and a first-round pick. Again, wouldn't be bad for LA, but at the same time, you're losing two young key players in Lonzo and Ingram. Even though some people are saying Ingram looks like a bust, Ingram's not too bad. And I'm tired of people hating on Lonzo. All right, Lonzo isn't bad. It's just his scoring. Other than his scoring, he's a great passer. He's a pretty good playmaker, a great passer. Can get rebounds with this size, and can play defense. He's a great defender, and he knows how to facilitate the floor. Lonzo is a good point guard. He just needs to figure out his scoring, and he could be a nice point guard, probably top 10 point guard in the league. But but I mean, the Pelicans kind of win. I see the Pelicans winning this because you got then you'll have Lonzo, right? Oh, yeah, Lonzo, Jrue Holiday, Ingram, Randall, and I don't even know who their backup center would be. But yeah, honestly, I want to see AD go to the Lakers. I think that's what everybody wants to see right now with the rumors. And then if him and Klay go there, whoo, that's going to be tough. All right, so that is it for the Anthony Davis rumors. Next up, this was somebody a little under the radar, not as famous as him. Rockets forward Marquise Chris told the team that he wants more minutes, or he will demand a trade. First of all, this caught me off guard because I thought he was still with the Suns this whole time. So to me, that kind of proves that you're a bust if you you were drafted high by one team, and I look up trade rumors, and I just see that Marquise Chris wants a trade from the Rockets. I didn't even know he went to the Rockets. Like, this is news. But anyway, Marquise Chris, he hasn't really panned out. But I mean, I think the Cavs could use him. I would say him for Cameron Payne. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. So that is it for the NBA trade rumors. Now we are going to the NFL as the Anthony Davis of the NFL right now. Antonio Brown talked to the Steelers, and they said they're kind of making strides, but they're not. They're still kind of like in murky water. It's still kind of murky. But yeah, I also saw something on Twitter where he liked pictures of him in a Packers jersey on Twitter, and some 49ers fan art where it was like him and Roethlisberger were like sitting next to each other. Roethlisberger had his arm, and then somebody else from the 49ers had their hand behind Roethlisberger, and they were like holding hands. But I mean, this could mean nothing. He could just be liking some pics, be like, no, he could be doing this for fun. Like, hey, you know, the trade rumors out there, want to have some fun. Everybody like, oh, he liked that pick, so now he wants to go there. But could be nothing, could be something. I don't know. Him in Green Bay, that would be tough. But personally, the 49ers and the Bears would be my favorite landing spots for Antonio Brown. Like, if he goes to the Bears, they're automatic Super Bowl contenders. Like, you got Mitch, that gives Mitch Trubisky a weapon that he can work with as he develops. They already have a great running game, and Allen Robinson, Anthony Miller, Taylor Gabriel. They could have a top offense and defense. So that's my thoughts on there. And then 49ers, they could be the Chicago Bears of this year. They could be the team that goes from zero to hero. If Jimmy Garoppolo stays healthy, right? You got Antonio Brown, Marquise Goodwin, and Dante Pettis. Top tight end and George Kittle. Jerick McKinnon and and Matt Breida. Had a blank there. And then honestly, that could be a top offense. That's what I see. And then they got the draft coming up. Get Josh Allen with the second pick. Upgrade their pass rush a little bit. Maybe sign Trevor Williams or sign some corner. I'm just saying. 49ers fans, if you're watching this, try to hit up your GM. Be like, yo, do what this man is telling you to do. But, yeah, I would say trade. Honestly, this may sound like some Madden stuff, but I would move Jimmy Ward to safety and then trade Adrian Colbert and a second round pick for Antonio Brown. Or a first round pick, because they might be looking for a first. But, yeah. That's just my opinions on that. And we will stay in the AFC North as the Ravens GM Eric DeCosta said we're going to do everything we can in regards to re-signing CJ Mosley, and the Ravens want to avoid using the franchise tag. Now Mosley, he's not bad. He's 26 years old, probably the best. He's probably the best player on the roster, if I'm being honest. This year, he had 105 total tackles, half a sack, and an interception. Not his best year, but I mean, not terrible. Especially that interception that helped us. That game-winning interception to send us to the playoffs. But, I mean, he's definitely an underrated linebacker, I think. Like, when people talk about best middle linebacker, I don't think he comes up in the conversation enough. I'm not saying he is the best, but I think he could be in contention, or he's at least a top 5, I'd say, or a top 3 even. You got Kuechly, because who you really got at middle linebacker? You got Kuechly and Bobby Wagner as like the top 2. Then if Ryan Shazier was still healthy, he would definitely be up there. Mosley. That's just my opinion. But yeah, and I believe Mosley wants to stay in Baltimore. So yeah, that will be the Ravens' main main free agent off-season move is keeping Mosley. And he's only 26 too, so that's definitely a plus. Also, Ravens hired former Chiefs assistant coach David Culley as the assistant coach and receivers and passing coach. And I'm honestly excited for this. He's worked with Andy Reid in the past, like for 18 years, I believe. We saw what he was able to do with saw how Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill turned out. I'm not saying Lamar going to be Patrick Mahomes or nothing like that. He could, but I'm just saying Lamar. Like, I can't wait to see what Culley can do with Lamar Jackson and his improve his accuracy. Because I think that move definitely helped us, or definitely helped the Ravens. So don't be surprised if tongue twisted. Don't be surprised if Lamar Jackson come out here throwing dot after dot. I'm just saying. And David Culley is highly respected as a teacher, game planner, and motivator around the league. So that's definitely a plus. I just can't wait to see how this Ravens offense turn out, especially since they hired Greg Roman as the offensive coordinator. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. All right, and we're staying in the NFC North, going back to Pittsburgh but this is some Le'Veon Bell news. So people were saying the Jets might get him, or the Jets or the Dolphins might be his top two teams. Well, it looks like the Jets might be ahead of the Dolphins in the game, as Jets safety second round Pro Bowl safety Jamal Adams had lunch with Le'Veon Bell's agent and trying to recruit Le'Veon Bell to come to the Big Apple. That was a pretty smart move by Jamal Adams, and it would be smart if the Jets get him, because the Jets have a lot of cap space. Like let me see. The Jets have, all right, so I'm looking at this website called Over the Cap, where it's basically a salary cap calculator where you can sign players, the teams, and like re-sign players, cut players, all of that. So right now, the Jets will have $93 million in cap space. They can sign Le'Veon Bell. There's really no free agents or in-house free agents that I would sign if I was them, or that I don't really see them signing. Maybe I think Robbie Anderson is a free agent, if I'm not wrong. I'm looking. Yeah, Robbie Anderson. So he might be the only person. And I say they sign Le'Veon Bell, and man, that will definitely help with the offense. That will give Sam Darnold a weapon out the backfield. Jets' offense wasn't too terrible this year. Some improvement, but especially him and Robbie Anderson, they had that connection in week 1. So if Le'Veon Bell goes to the Jets, it's gonna be interesting. But right now I think the Jets are ahead of the game in terms of them versus Miami and the Le'Veon Bell sweepstakes. So yeah. All right, that is it for this episode of Sports News with Kyle Alexander. The Super Bowl is actually coming up, so I'll do a little something. I want the Rams to win, but I have the Patriots winning. I will be watching the Super Bowl, having like a little Super Bowl party. I was thinking about live streaming, I'm probably not. But after the good news for you guys, because after the Super Bowl, I will drop my second mock draft once the draft order is officially set. And Brian Arakpo and Kyle Williams retired. That kind of came out of nowhere. But so maybe that's might affect something in my mock draft, if you get what I'm putting down with the Bills. So that will be it for this episode. I will talk to you guys next time.